Hello again, family and friends of First Christian Church. Hope you guys had a great weekend worshiping Jesus at your church. If you've been around First Christian Church for a while, you'll hear me say something like, Christians are known by what? Their love. And it's something that we've been teaching on all year long, has been Christ's love, Jesus' love, the Christian's love, how we need to love one another. And it got me thinking this morning about Matthew 5, verses 46 and 47. And it says, "For if you love those who love you, what reward do you have? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet only your brothers, what more are you doing than any other? Do not even the Gentiles do the same?" We need to remember, as followers of Christ, we're called to live different, to be different, to live lives that are distinct, radical even. Why? Because when you think about it, Christ's message was radical. To love people who love us, that look like us, that think like us, that act like us, that's normal and that's easy to do. But Jesus calls us to what? Love our enemies, and that was a pretty radical statement. How is something so unnatural even possible? There's a great book called Insanity of God about a Muslim man in the Middle East. A Christian ministry opened a health clinic in the man's community, and each day he would curse and insult the staff as they passed by his shop. He did just about everything he could to undermine the clinic until one day he was diagnosed himself with cancer. Slowly his friends began to abandon him one by one, and then ultimately the only people who cared for him were the clinic staff. They reached out to the same man who had cursed them, taking care of him and even offering him medical care. Towards the end of his life, this man gave his life to Christ, all because of the radical love of the people that he encountered in Christ Jesus. But really, the story doesn't end there. The man's family was so impacted by the staff that ministered and cared for him that his wife became a radical believer herself, a bold, outspoken Jesus follower. She was so outspoken that she was put in prison. Undeterred, she even started sharing Jesus to the other prisoners, and then she was finally moved to solitary confinement. Even isolated from every other person in the prison, she was heard singing praises to God. Finally, the police chief just let her go and asked her to explain what made her so fearless. What an amazing testimony, what an amazing witness. So, do you see the radical ripple effect of radical love? The love of Christ is a radical love that transforms lives if we're courageous enough to live differently. So that's my challenge to you. Will you be courageous enough to live radical, distinct, different lives for Jesus Christ? Something to meditate on this morning. Until next time, keep looking up. Love you guys.